Okay. So, Mr. President, while you are on the issue of women's football, I think you just mentioned that you are now representing 32 teams, which I believe is 16 NFD and 16 PSL. There is a women's football now. Have you not get into the space? Because if there is a women's football league that they play almost, I think, every weekend, are you not considering them as workers also, so that you get to recruit and get into their space?
But you're raising a very important question, TK. You see, in general, we've got a challenge on the continent. Or let me just say in terms of women development worldwide and on the continent in particular. Because women are not really organized, properly organized. Whether you can look at the national squad and so forth, it's made up of players who play for amateur leagues in different countries. Of course, we'll get also to the male football on the continent, as we know that it's probably different from what we know here in South Africa, as the way we look at it. Now, the women football, it's mainly amateur. And this is one of the discussions that we have had at the level of FIFA, at the level of CAF. So how do we redefine the issue of women, professionalism, or whether you want to call them amateur and so forth? How do you deal with that? What are the basic things that you need to deal with? One of the things that we do agree with them on is that at least they must have a contract. Just a contract, whether they get remunerated and so forth and not, when we will be able to deal with other things. But at the level of FIFPro, what we have agreed was that either way we must organize women, whether they are at the amateur level or at the professional, we must do that because we know that the playing fields are not properly leveled. So if we are going to focus on them and we want to organize them once they turn professionals, we're going to find a bit challenge. But there's where the problem comes.
Before I move to the next point, I just want to understand something on this women's football. Are you saying at the moment the league that we see that has a sponsor, is it a pilot? If it's yes or no? And does this sponsor piling money into this women's football? And if yes, why are these players not having contract to say, we are signed a contract with a particular team and we are employed, at least we've got a minimum income coming in? Because from what I'm understanding, it seems like there is no contract of employment for these players who are playing week in and week out with a sponsor backing up the league.
TK, it's very, very difficult.